Well, good morning, everyone. Take your Bibles to Psalm 47 this morning, and we're in promise number 214. But before we dive into those things, I want to encourage you to join us tonight at 6:30 at the Journey Baptist Church. We're starting a brand new series in the book of Romans that I think will be an incredible benefit to you. And so maybe you don't usually go to a Thursday night Bible study at the Journey, but I want to invite you to join us at least for the next several weeks as we travel through the first part of the book of Romans. We'll maybe catch up a second part later, but right now we're just going to join together for just this one portion of it. And I want to encourage you to be a part of it. And that's at 6:30 at the Journey Baptist Church tonight, Thursday nights at 6:30. So take your Bibles to Psalm 47, and we're going to be in verses 7 through 9 for promise number 214. And this is the promise: God rules the earth, and all the kings belong to him. That's a promise. That's not just a declaration. That's a reality check for all of us. Because I think that we miss this. Somehow we get so caught up on, well, what if this happens? How will God be able to do anything if that person's in charge? And I've got to make sure that this person never gets in charge, because God can't be God anymore if they get in charge. And we make it so much of an us and them, and well, we hate you and I hate your guy. And that's all got to stop. God says he's in charge, no matter who's the king. So listen to the verses, Psalm 47, verses 7 through 9. He says, "For God is the king of all the earth. Sing ye praises with understanding. God reigneth even over the heathen. God sitteth upon the throne of his holiness. The princes of the people are gathered together, even the people of the God of Abraham. For the shields of the earth belong unto God. He is greatly exalted." I love this. God is king over the whole earth. And he's not king when certain people are in power and he's been overthrown when others get into power somehow. Listen, such an appropriate psalm with Super Tuesday just a couple of days ago behind us. Think of it. And an election year in front of us, because people get so narrow-minded and so critical of each other with such hate over who's going to be in charge of the country, when God declares, "I am king over all the earth." And I got to tell you, there have been some pretty rotten leaders in all the earth, and God says, "I'm ruler at that time too." And so think of it this way: God is not less in charge if someone we don't prefer gets into power, especially here in the United States, where one person doesn't actually dictate all of the power. We have the checks and balances if our elected officials will simply do their jobs. And so God says, even if they don't, I'm still God. I'm still in charge. Sing praises unto me. In fact, did you notice that he doesn't say, go out and trumpet or herald your favorite whatever? He says, sing praises to me. Understand that I am God. I'm in charge. My plan and my will is never overthrown. Even if you don't like the outcome, God is still God. See, if the Bible is true, God repeatedly did his work without the king or leader being a believer in him, and at times using them to correct the paths of his own. Think about it. A pagan leader who had all authority to stop the crucifixion of Jesus determined not to, and we have been saved because of it. So when you get to thinking that, oh no, the sky is going to fall if the person I think is God's person doesn't get elected, or that person that I don't like and I've come to a conclusion about should never be in government ever, even if they end up in power, God is still in control of them. And so that puts all of the things that we don't like into perspective. As a believer, think about it. We're not held back. God is not held back. So God tells us that he's in charge no matter who is king. And he will accomplish his plans with or without the face of government approving. And so let that temper your attitude, your spirit, because the only way that God is being diminished in the public eye is if we're behaving badly in his name, if we're using his name to promote things that God would never promote, if we're lifting up and exalting things that God has forbidden. that's when the testimony of the Lord is shortened. But that's just shortened from our testimony. So listen, let God be God, and your day will be incredible. Enjoy it.